who knows what the dungeon has in store. So without further ado, let's get ready. Hop right into it, shall we? Good old Chaos. So we had just done our first floor of depths here. We'll likely just continue down through these for the time being. We, of course, we're getting closer and closer to being able to afford the orange crystal plate, which I don't know how well the armor is even going to work out for us. Can't confidently say if we'll still be able to cast especially our higher level spells while wearing it. You know, even Orb of Destruction in our current armor set, struggling a wee bit, but I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll, you know, even if not, we'll experiment, we'll figure it out. And we are currently training some spell casting. I think that's fine to kind of sit there for now. And I guess that's about as much recapping as we can really do here, as long as I can draw this out, or we just have to jump in and hopefully not die in the first couple of minutes here. You know, normally I do a little bit of a review session just before stream to remind myself where I left off on a run. Didn't have time today, so we got to walk through this together, but I think nothing to do but get to it here. Glowing orange brain. Why are your spells empowered, my friend? Well, that's fine. What we can do is just start with some good old wall slamming here. And in fact, if we could just get these sons of guns to line themselves up, that would be nice, but that's fine. We'll kill this brain immediately instead. The other one somehow died at some point during that little kerfuffle. But let's not complain overly much. I'll take it. And then with you kiddos, we probably just go for the slam there. Out this as well. Do I have anything that can really bite you straight up? Just an Orb of Destruction, which is just as likely to careen into a wall immediately, but that's fine. And so on and so forth. Rinse, repeat, and all that good stuff. Fantastic. Okay, so we haven't completely forgotten how to pilot this run. We're still using the powers of gravity to our own ends here. Throwing in the occasional mix-up with the Orb of Destruction, of course. And just keep rinsing and repeating as long as they'll let me. Can't slam the wizard, hey? I think I'd prefer to slam the wizard, so we're gonna send them out front, like so. And that should at least get us started off all right here. I'm guessing Zom had a hand in bringing our many-headed friend into the fray here. Unfortunately, it's not exactly ideal for us, but that's fine. Can still try to sneak in Orbs of Destruction there. Fantastic. Okay, not too bad. This is the part of the run that I'm always most concerned with when we're jumping back into something that we played in a previous week. But not too shabby so far here. Oh, and we do end that little short jaunt in this weird little side passageway. That's fine. I'll head out back to our regularly scheduled stairwell. And then I guess we just, nothing to do but get to it, shall we? Definitely can try to take out the summoner before they get too much opportunity to fool around there. And likewise with our draconic pal there. When in doubt, start wall slamming, I guess. Let us head back to this stairwell. We can try and sneak in a shot here, thread the needle as it were. I could just head up here as well. Perfect. It did blow up the blizzard demon on the way, so we can immediately head back down, but that was kind of the overall goal there, so that's fantastic. And just keep slamming. Just keep slamming. Slamming, slamming, slamming. Well, we can still do our usual routine. Mephitic Cloud is definitely at that stage in the game where it's fallen off. It has been the icon of our success for the majority of this run, keeping enemies confused, but even the best of spells eventually fall by the wayside. What I might do is turn to a couple of simulacrums to get the job done here. And in fact, I believe in you kids. Okay, and we get Force Lance living spells showing up again here as well. Definitely been a favorite of Zoms throughout the course of this run. Fairly consistent spell showing up. Fantastic. The simulacrums are very interesting. I'm still not 100% sure what to make of them. Their damage output is pretty wild, to say the least. So when the ball gets rolling there, they definitely do their part. Oopsie daisies. I accidentally start playing orbs everywhere. Oh, hello there, my troll friends. Well, this is a good... The vote here does hit on everyone. Don't love having a hasted steel troll next to me, but not the end of the world if it does start hitting us for anything scary or dangerous. We of course do have Dispersal in our spell book. It's a great little kind of emergency utility spell for just such an occasion. Hello, my cold friend. I think we were at 3 pimps of cold resistance. We might have gone down to 2. No, we are still at 3. So I had to test my memory there slightly to disappointing results, as is usually the case. But that is fine by me. I think we will end up training a bit more armor, just so that when we do make the swap up, we should be feeling all right, even in the heavier set. But maybe we will keep the rest of these training as well. Kind of go all across the board here for just solid options as needed. And we'll, I guess, see where things go from here, shall we? Getting closer and closer to payday here. Couple more 100, and we should be looking good to go. But actually, this is probably time for some good voting. Feel more experienced. Very strange. I have no idea what we did kill there in the initial slam, but that's fine. As long as everything gets taken care of, I guess we can't complain regardless. Would like to complain about you though, my friend. At least I would if you had put up a little bit more of a fight, because I'm guessing we still don't have electricity resistance. No, we do not. Did not imagine it to be the case. And yet, no major issues here at the moment. Hey Chadley, how's it going? Definitely have to respect the Djinni, especially the Djinni of Zom. That's somebody who has just completely, taken their hands off the wheel and decided to let the randomness decide every course of activity in their life, which I can definitely relate to that. Nothing quite like having no control whatsoever over your life's faculties right before you head into a danger-defying trip into the abyss and beyond. But hey, maybe they know something we don't. And yeah, we're definitely taking full advantage of the latest addition to our spell book here with the Orbs of Destruction. Just fantastic work out there. Again, it'll never quite manage to live up to the True Blaster Caster combo of Orbs of Destruction and a Spellforge Servitor, the Destruction Sprinkler, as we've come to know and love it. but still pretty fantastic in its own right. The Orb of Destruction wall splatter is so satisfying every single time. Not quite as satisfying as reflecting an Orb of Destruction back at someone to create a wall splatter, but nonetheless, still pretty fantastic any given Sunday. Oh me oh my, and our first walking spellbook. How about that? Fortunately, oh, do you know what? We're actually going to stay in this. I was going to say, fortunately, we can dispersal and just get the heck out of Dodge, but Zom wants us to follow a different course of action here and get things going, get things gone, then how could they possibly be wrong? Yikes, yikes, yikes. Hey, Dr. Pirate, my favorite nautically based physician, how's it going? Been ages since you had Orb Destruction on Servitor. He had a habit of just indiscriminately trying to kill you, also when he has summon balls. I mean, definitely comes with the territory. I'm not gonna say me and my servitors have always had a perfect relationship in that regard, but you know, a gentle word of encouragement is hopefully all it generally takes to rectify the relationship. There we go. Fantastic. Just keep running away, lobbing those orbs behind us in our wake, and goes fantastic. I mean, we've got to be getting fairly close to the end of this floor. Even though I just am noticing now that we have this another little side cubby. Very interesting. Oh, and I didn't realize that at some point Zom showed us the underpinnings of the world there. Gave us a peek inside the heart of the black hole. Well, let's make sure we have an escape path for when we do need to get out, but that's fine. Last time I played, they seemed to spam ball lightnings far more than other spells. It was wild and noisy. Oh my gosh, yeah, you know, didn't even make that connection. Summon balls to me was just still Orbs of Destruction. You know, arose by any other name. But that makes sense. Yeah, ball lightning, that's a chaotic spell to put into the hands of a friend. Especially if it's, yeah, spammy as you described there. Holy moly. Just asking for trouble, really. Okie dokie, I guess nothing to do but keep moving on up here. I'm gonna keep just peering in to our progress on that, yikes. As I get completely distracted, the progress on gaining money towards buying the orange plate is what I was originally aiming for, you know, before the fall of all things. I do have 4 resistance potions, so I guess that is one option. I'm also tempted to just tambourine these sons of guns. Okay, they're still able to shoot through even with the tambourining. Good to know. Again, I probably should resist, but this at least kills one of them. I was hoping for ideally 2, but that's fine. And just keep blasting with undodgeable damage. We'll eventually take care of those pesky, pesky wasps. Fantastic. And Isle of Flood Song. Well, you're definitely trying to schmooze me up or something here, because that's not a normal approach to this relationship, at least not historically in our experiences together, but not that I'm complaining whatsoever, of course. Very, very glad to see it, my friend. I was just wondering to myself if we had ended up using any of the, enchant weapons scrolls, or enchant armor scrolls, rather, was the subject of my check there, because I could see us having made the argument that these Ice Dragon scales are probably going to stick with us to the end. And you know, a huge part of me still believes that that probably is still the case. But we'll still leave that by the wayside for now. And I guess when I say that is the case, I essentially mean even if we switch to orange plate armor, can't use any scrolls on it. So I don't know how much more leverage we'll really be getting out of that setup. But we'll see. Only time will truly tell. Okay, the wasp is in confusion fog, sir. Okay, we got a smite tome now following us as well, and unfortunately this wasp is being a little bit of a problem child, so I guess we'll just bring them over to our side temporarily. Keep lugging orbs of destruction till the cows come home. Of course, as soon as this fight ends, this wasp is probably going to become a little bit of an issue. So let's just send them into the thick of the fray and run away ourselves. Fantastic. We Ice Dragon Scales, you're winning Djinni at Ice Scales. I am indeed, and yeah, I generally find it to be a pretty solid choice for Djinni. I mean, not only are you making up for your cold vulnerability that you start with, but your little bit of fire resistance off the rip helps negate some of the downsides of the Ice Dragon Scales. As well as just in general, I feel like Fire and Ice Dragon Scales are oftentimes an end armor goal for any like caster or ranger character. It's kind of towing the line of just how heavy can I make my armor without negatively impacting our optics too much. And does fairly well for itself. I mean, I guess we have healed up, so there's nothing really to it but to get back in there and do it probably. Guess we'll wait for these kiddos first. Shabang, shaboom, and that is wonderful. Gotta love playing with the gravity wells like that. I'll have to head to work soon, but good luck to Kaos. Hope they go all the way. Me too, Eric, me too. No, we'll see. No promises, of course, but I have high hopes for Kaos the Warrior here. As long as I can manage to fight against my stupider instincts for just a couple more hours, then we should be in the thick of things here. Just have to believe. Oh my gosh, we're so close. 100 more gold before we can, in all likelihood, we'll just go up there, buy it, realize that we are not at all set up to actually be able to cast any spells while wearing it. But hopefully this is not the case. Okay, definitely throw up as many confusion clouds as necessary to keep these kiddos in line. Oh my gosh, Spark Wasp coming out. I mean, we have 5 teleport scrolls. There's something to be said for just reading into one of these bad boys now, and in fact I think I will, just to try and keep ourselves in one piece. I mean, ideally, if this wasp can be taken out, then we're in business. We kind of follow that up with a little bit of dispersal action. Oh, which actually hits said wasp. Maybe? Or it died somewhere in the mix of things there. Honestly, everything's going a little fast, loose, and wild when you're in the mix of things there, but that's fine. Feel genetically stable. Fantastic. Ooh, and our scales are finished covering our body. I was wondering why our armor class was looking pretty solid. That definitely has something to do with it. In fact, our mutations right now are just wild. Willpower, clarity, mutation resistance, and of course robust, you can never hate on, especially on a Djinni character. The mixture of defensive and offensive functionality that serves is just the pie in the sky of it all, really. Please stop attacking my spire. Come and fight someone your own size. Fantastic. No idea, again, where that wasp is. Holy moly. Why were there 354 gold coins laying on the ground here? Who was carrying this? One of those very ugly things was just absolutely loaded. Maybe a bit of a A Nepo baby got a small loan from their parents there or something. I guess who are we to judge? Let's just head back up to that shop and we'll spend all of our money on something that, again, may or may not work. Very rich thing? I mean, very ugly thing, very rich thing? What's the difference? It doesn't actually make sense, especially considering the fact that with money you can kind of get attractiveness. For the most part. I mean, some billionaires less so than others, for sure. But okie dokie. What the heck can I get rid of? I mean, maybe just toss the boomerangs for now. This is all highly theoretical, highly intellectual. I didn't even notice we got Discord. And finally chat with our friends online? Incredible. Well, I don't know how to feel about Discord. I mean, it's a ways off in terms of actually being able to cast this reliably, but this feels like a spell that could be incredible. It could be nichely powerful. It could be even generally incredible. The issue is, it very much at face value looks like a spell that if you cast wrong, or, you know, in a scenario not befitting of said casting, then you probably just kill your runoff. Suddenly everything's in a wild frenzy and everything's still attacking me. Doesn't seem like the best. I am curious though. Discord and Dispersal. Everything attacks the closest thing. Well, I can kind of guarantee that nothing's close to me with Dispersal. So if I enrage everyone and then yoink them away, do they just all start fighting each other? I guess kind of depending on where they land too. Lore unlocked, very ugly things are the result of too much money leading to way too much plastic surgery. That's the thing, the standards of beauty here in Zot's dungeon are just incredibly skewed. You know, there's no appreciation for the natural beauty of these mutant abominations, and so instead, yeah, they keep taking it further and further to what us seems absurd, but within their cultural context, it makes a lot of sense. That is what beauty is, I guess, in the eye of the beholder and all of that. But don't get any ideas, DCSS. No, we don't need beholders. Unless we do. I am a sucker for the poster child, the mascot of D&D. But okie dokie. I guess the whole reason I originally opened this was not to get sidetracked into a diatribe about the highs and lows of Discord, but instead to just take a look at our failure rates. So 19 and 3 are kind of our standouts. And if we switch into our heavy armor, I mean our AC goes up to 46. Not too shabby whatsoever. Most things become uncastable. And I mean, I could kind of be okay with this if we were still fully in the realm of like, these are our big hitters, but unfortunately, I mean, as we've seen so far here today, Orb of Destruction has been a pretty staple addition to our offensive oeuvre here, and so with that in mind, maybe we're not quite ready for this change, but we're getting there. We're on our way. One day the world will be ready for what we bring to the table in our orange plate, but not quite yet. We're a little too ahead of the times, a little too progressive for this Djinni here.